Hello all, I would like to show you something about the Georgia Guidestones really quickly. It says in really plain sight exactly who the elite worship, and many people have overlooked it because they don't know what the true identity of Lucifer is. And I will show you on the Georgia Guidestones exactly where you can find the adversary. So the first commandment on the Georgia Guidestones is to maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. And nature is not there's the adversary right there. See, nature is not an ambiguous thing. Nature is actually a being. It is a deity. And I will show you some proof of that. And the Greek word for God, let's scroll down, translations. And the Greek word for God, the first letter we have is a circle with a line through it. I want to see if I can zoom in on that more for you. Alright, I hope you can see that letter there. Now, that same letter can be found in the logo for Earth Day. Because the earth is a deity. And in the Bible, that deity would be referred to as Asherah. In 2 Kings chapter 21 verse 7, we read, "And he set a graven image of the grove that he made in the house, of which the Lord said to David and to Solomon his son, in his house, and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, will I put my name forever." And as we look at that word for grove, we find that it is Asherah. Now, grove is what, here I'll just get the definition for you. It is it's like a garden or a forest, sacred trees or poles set up near an altar. So, but it also refers to the goddess Asherah. So that's why this goddess was known as Mother Nature. And her other names are Astarte and Ashtoreth and all of that. So her name is translated in the Bible as groves. You won't find her name written in the Bible. It's translated as groves. And so, of course, when you think groves, you think Bohemian Grove. And I will play this clip for you. Yeah, actually, I'll just go ahead and do that right now. I'll play it right now.
Touch their world-blind eyes with very unusual. Open their eyes and swallow all the memories of yesterday and seal the gates of sorrow. It is a dream, and yet not all a dream. Joel Kerr and all of his words are but a dream.
Okay, wait. Before I let that continue to play on, let me just tell you that they just expressed some Gnostic ideas. When the speaker says it is a dream, what he's saying is that the world is an illusion. It's not real. It's all a prison for our minds and a prison for our spirits. And he said that Joel Kerr in his works harbored it. Now, Joel Kerr, here, let me play this first.
And yet, not all a dream. Joel Kerr.
Alright, so Joel Kerr. Now, when they go out to this Bohemian Grove to kill their conscience or to perform this ceremony, it's supposed to be them, killing their conscience. But also, when they mention this Joel Kerr, they are also talking about the being that they consider to be Satan. And that being is the God of the Old Testament. That is the Christian God. And so they view him as Satan. He created this world, and in their minds, he tried to imprison them. He tried to imprison them in the garden, and the serpent set them free from the garden. Now, it's pretty clear they mention two persons in this video that I'm showing you here. Doe carries one, and we know, or at least I know, that Doe carries our God. So the other person in opposition to our God must be Satan, the real Satan, I mean. But they, of course, worship Satan, so they have things switched around.
In all of his works are as vanished Babylon and goodly Tyre, so shall they also vanish. But the wilding rose blows on the broken battlements of Tyre, and walks rends the stones of Babylon. For beauty is eternal, and we bow to beauty everlasting. For lasting happiness, return to one alone, and she surrounds you now. Great nature, refuge of the weary heart.
Alright, now did you hear that? I hope you can hear this. The speaker said that for lasting happiness, they turn to one alone, and that is great nature. So if you don't know that when they mention nature, they are actually referring to a being, then you will never realize that they're actually worshiping Lucifer out in the open. And so that's why they can let you see videos like this. That's why Freemasons can tell you their secrets in books, because they don't think you understand them in the first place, so they're not afraid to tell you what their secrets are. But if you know who they're talking about, then there's a problem for them. So let's go back and now listen to it again with the understanding that nature is Lucifer.
Wilding rose blows on the broken battlements of Tyre, and walks rends the stones of Babylon. For beauty is eternal, and we bow to beauty everlasting. For lasting happiness, return to one alone, and she surrounds you now. Great nature, refuge of the weary heart, and only balm for breasts that have been bruised. She hath cool hands for every favored brow, and gentlest silence for the troubled soul. The counsels are most wise. She healeth well, having such ministries as calm and sleep. She is ever faithful. Other friends may fail, but seek ye her in any quiet place. Smiling, she will rise and give to you her kiss. So must ye come as children. Little children that believe nor ever doubt her beauty and her faith, nor deem her tenderness can change or die.
So, knowing that nature is another name for Lucifer, let's look at these Guidestones again and read what they say. I really wish I could zoom in on this closer, but number 1, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. 2, guide production wisely, improving fitness and diversity. 3, unite humanity with a living new language. 4, royal passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. 5, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. 6, let all nations rule eternally, resolving external disputes in a world court. 7, avoid petty laws and useless officials. 8, balance personal rights with social duties. 9, prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. That's an interesting one, right? Beauty, love. Remember who these guys in the grove just said they bowed to? They bowed to beauty everlasting. Number 10, be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. 2 times. They said it 2 times. And when you say something 2 times, you say it to establish it. So the first commandment they have, keep the humanity, the population of humanity in perpetual balance with nature. Number 10, leave room for nature. That is their deity that they worship. And before I show you that one last thing, let me just go back to this again, so you don't feel like I'm jiving you at all. Let me pause this. Just missed it.
For beauty is eternal, and we bow to beauty everlasting.
See, there it is again. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Now, truth, beauty, and love, you will notice that in a lot of Masonic art, they'll have women in their art. That's because these concepts that they have, like geometry and things like that, are personified by women. Beauty is one. Love, Venus, the goddess of love. These things are all personified by their goddess. I want to show you something really quickly. Alright, I found it. It was unlisted on my Daylight Riders channel. I forgot that it was unlisted. So I'll let you hear what this Catholic, whatever you call her, says.
Every day is Earth Day. Every day is God's Day, and we are all God's children. Every day, Earth Day. Earth Day, every day. Every day is Earth Day. Every day is God's Day. Every day is Earth Day. Every day is God's Day. Every day is Earth Day. Every day is God's Day, and we are all God's children. Every day, Earth Day. Earth Day, every day.
I hope you can hear what she was saying. She was saying every day is Earth Day and every day is God's Day. Now, she wasn't talking about two separate things. When she said every day is Earth Day and every day is God's Day, she was saying that the earth is God, because the earth is Gaia, is nature. That's their deity. And so that's right there on the Georgia Guidestones. And if you didn't know that before, well, now you know. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and Jesus bless you. Next we will be reading from Goddess in the Grass, Serpentine Mythology and the Great Goddess by Linda Fobister. In the ancient past, the Great Goddess was worshipped as the personification of the universal life force. Her sacred symbol was the serpent. Over time, as goddess worship was suppressed by the rise of patriarchy, her serpent was devalued, eventually becoming a symbol of evil. Yet the roots of the life-giving, life-taking serpent goddess can be seen in prehistoric artifacts in mythology, folklore, and art. Unlocking the mysteries of the serpent goddess can reveal how myths of the Western world trace the dimming power of the goddess over thousands of years, until her replacement by the one male Judeo-Christian god. Evidence from Paleolithic period suggests the theory that prehistoric people worshipped the creative principle in nature as the great goddess. Hundreds of small female figurines carved from stone, bone, antler, ivory, and fired clay have been found over Europe and Western Asia, known as Venus figures. In fact, there are no images that have been found of a father god throughout the prehistoric record. And the note that I added in blue here is, probably because God commanded that no graven images should be made of him. And in Deuteronomy chapter 5 verses 7 through 8, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make thee any graven image. Next, we're reading from Mysteries of the Ancient World by National Geographic Society. Certainly the central deity in the Qatar region was a woman. Female statuettes abound, some roughly carved from the